Mrs. Orenia.
Hello, candidate number one. Here is
Hello,
my
ma'am.
question. Urban development often comes into conflict with environmental preservation. How can the city strike a balance between growth and protecting its natural resources?
Thank you. I strongly believe that urban decay in itself is inevitable. But we can achieve growth by first having discipline. If we are disciplined, we can achieve anything. And that it is so important that we actually engage not only the residents but also the tourists in practicing or implementing revitalizing policies. I think we can continue to grow by preserving and protecting what we have while still acknowledging that we are in an evolving, innovating world. I strongly believe that it is important and evident that we work together, maximize our efforts, combine our strengths, and collaborate together so that we can make the impossible possible. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number one. Takeaways, discipline, and collaboration.
Yes, you had a very elaborate answer.
Up next is
Candidate number 15.
candidate number 15.
Please, pick a judge.
Once again, Mrs. Orenia.
Good evening, candidate number 15.
Good evening, everyone.
Our question is, if you are able to leave a message in a time capsule meant to be uncovered and seen 100 years from now by future residents of Baguio, what message would you leave?
If I were to leave a message in a time capsule, it will be always be responsible. Because it is the most important value that we, as a citizen of Baguio and as a citizen of the Philippines, the country should have possessed. Because this is the start of the great difference that the world needs. And I thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 15.
Now let's call on candidate number 11.
Mr. Anthony De Leon.
Good evening, candidate number 11.
Good evening, sir.
Our question for you tonight. Baguio is the first UNESCO creative city in the country. If you were to win the title of Miss Baguio, what projects would you propose further foster and nurture the city's creative spirit so we can retain and sustain the prestigious designation?
Thank you so much, sir. If I could propose a project, it would focus on the youth. I believe that we really should invest in the youth, not just because they are our future leaders, policymakers, or even other things, but the youth has the capacity to continue our tradition, culture, belief. And if we instill responsibility and pride at this youth, we are able to create a city we can all be proud of. If the youth are able to really do this in the future, Baguio can remain a sanctuary for the mind, body, and spirit. And we can show the world that we are a UNESCO creative city and we are more than just a destination, but we are a home to people where we celebrate diversity and inclusivity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate.
Now call on candidate number 12.
The judge that you picked is Mrs. Arlene Magalong.
Hi, Justine. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. My question is, personal growth often requires stepping out of one's comfort zone. Can you share an instance where you took a bold step forward, even when it felt intimidating, and the positive outcome that resulted?
To tell you a background about myself, I recently had my father. My father had recently passed away. He was my safe zone. That he is my partner in crime, and he has been someone who is advising me through life lessons. That when he passed away, I felt like I had to give up everything that I want to pursue in life. But then again, I see the people who wants to support me, the people who wants to push me through my limits and go out to my own safe zone. That is why I am standing here in front of you today, rallying to become your next Miss Baguio. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 12. Now let's call on candidate number 7. You picked the same judge, Mrs. Arlene Magalong.
My question is, the youth, said to be hope of our future, often have innovative ideas. How do you think can Baguio's local government create channels for young voices to be heard and contribute to the city's development?
We all know that one of the issues of Baguio City is the urban decay. And I believe that we should bring youth or young people to our government who understand innovation, urban decay, or sustainability, because I believe that youth speaks for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 7. We have candidate number 16.
You picked judge number 5, Ma'am Joyce Orenya.
My question is, failure is often a part of the journey to success. Could you share an experience where you faced failure and how you used it to fuel your personal growth and aspirations?
A recent failure that I've experienced was my last pageant competition. My first experience was I was able to penetrate top 10, and that gave me confidence. My second experience wasn't as successful because I wasn't able to get to the top 5. And what that experience made me is to join Miss Baguio, because I gained confidence during my first experience. My second experience taught me humility, and my third experience will give me my first crown. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 16.
Now we have candidate number 9. You picked the same judge, judge number 5, Ma'am Joyce Orenya.
Good evening, candidate number 9.
Good evening,
My
Ma'am
question is,
Joyce.
hello, good evening. If you have the chance and the means to bring and tour around the city someone who has never visited Baguio, how would you make him or her fall in love with the city's charm in a single way?
I feel as the youngest of the candidates, I'm still standing here today. I want I want tourists to come to Baguio to experience the serenity of this place, to reset your mind and body, to forgive yourself and just breathe. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 9. I forgive myself also. And I'd like to take a breather before we call on our next candidate.
Candidate number 18. And of course,
Semi-finalists.
our last judge to ask a question is
I think it's
Mr.
Sir Anthony
De Leon.
Good evening, candidate number 18.
Good evening, sir.
Your question is, the digital age offers both opportunities and challenges. How do you plan to maintain a healthy balance between your online presence and your personal well-being?
In this 21st century, we are facing some major problems which must be confronted if we are to survive. And some of these issues have been with us some time now, but we are still in need of a solution. And in order to balance that is to always think before you click. You always think what are the consequences of your actions. Because at the end of the day, climbing several updates to reach a high pitch of purpose that life has to offer, you will become worthy not for who you are, not even for what you have, but instead, it is on what you have contributed to others' lives and what they have become because of you. And this can also be applied in using social media. And I thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 18.
Thank you, candidate number 18. For a while, I thought she do a mind trap.
And there you
Yeah,
have
but
it.
our 10 semi-finalists, ladies and gentlemen. It is now up to our judges to decide which of them will join the 5 finalists. The top 5 shall now be announced. And these finalists will move to the final round of the competition where all scores, or the scores, will be back to 0.
Now, let's call them in no particular order.
Hindi pa yata kayo ready? I can't hear you. Top 5, here we go. Our first finalist is candidate number 9, Jana Ryle B. Molina.
Our second finalist is candidate number 17, Sophia Francesca Cacho.
You are a step closer to the crown. Candidate number 1, Yula Ariel Anacona.
You are part of the top 5. Candidate number 13, Lorraine Azamquan. One more spot to fill in.
Who do you want to be in the top 5? To complete the top 5 is candidate number 12, Justin
There you have it, folks, the top 5 finalists, all eyeing to grab the Miss Baguio 2023 title. Again, congratulations to each one of you, and good luck. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, the top 5 candidate scores on the previous competition are now deleted, and they are back to 0.
They will exit momentarily. Make sure, or that we will make sure, that no candidate can hear the question. We shall be reading the question twice. The candidate is given 30 seconds to answer, after which you will be hearing this sound. That means your time is up. Finalists, of course, we have candidate number 9. Jana Rabi Lumida. This is your question. I've had this, and I've been trying to keep it from everybody because they just gave it to me earlier.
I haven't seen the question yet, too.
I didn't read it as well. It's just now that I'm going to open it.
Just
I will read the
wait a
question
moment.
twice.
Wait a moment. They still need to go to our silent room.
We'll get the signal, of course, if they're
Yes.
ready.
So Jana, how are you feeling right now that you're part of the top 5?
I'm so happy, Mom.
Well, you're doing so well.
Yes, and good luck. You're already part of the top 5. You already have one sure title. This is the final stretch. Here's your question. I will read it twice, and you'll have 30 seconds to answer. Here's the question. If you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign? Let me repeat that. If you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign as Miss Baguio?
Thank you for that wonderful question, sir. It will be solace. Because I myself, solace is I am kind person. And I feel really safe when I spend time alone. And the cold climate contributes to my serenity. And the solace brought by the cold climate is one of my coping mechanisms. That is why I encourage everyone to come to Baguio, to reset your mind and body, to have your serenity and just breathe. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate number 9, Jana Rabi Lumida. Thank you. Good luck. We now call on candidate number 17, Sofia Francesca Castro. It's going to be a while because she's in an isolation area.
But I do agree with Jana. You know, the serenity here in Baguio keeps you relaxed.
It's why I always keep coming back as well. So,
Yes.
yeah, since, well, I'm not based here anymore, but I keep coming back almost like a month or every 2 months, just so I can, take some rest and find that solace. Here we go. Candidate number 17.
All right, so candidate number 17. The question is, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign?
If there's one word to describe Baguio City, it's creativity. I've always said that you have a community, no matter what art you choose, no matter what hobby you have, what hobby you have. And if I will win, I will continue to cultivate that and foster the creativity that Baguio City already has. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate number 17, Sofia Francesca Castro. So, we have solace, and then we have
Creativity.
very Baguio indeed. Would you like to call the next candidate?
So our next candidate is candidate number 1, Yuda Ariel.
Again, this is of course a partnership between among the city government, Hueso, City Tourism, and of course the Baguio Tourism Council. Thank you very much for the support. I will say or read the question twice. You have 30 seconds to answer. Here's the question. If you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign? Again, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign as Miss Baguio?
If I will choose a word to describe the city of Baguio, it would be breathe. One of the things that tourists visit us is because they can release the mundane tasks of everyday life. And I hope that we, as residents and tourists alike, we can work together, we can make a difference, and create change, leave an indelible mark to this world, not only for the city of Baguio, but for the entire world, so that we can breathe together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's call on candidate number 13, Noreen L. Azarcon.
Solace, creativity, and breathe. Again, let's all breathe.
So candidate number 13, I'll ask the question twice, and you're given 30 seconds to answer. So the question is, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign? Again, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign?
If I were to infuse the word Baguio in a single word, it would be wow. Wow, because Baguio City gives us a lot of things. From its people, from its tourist spots, and from its food. But most importantly, that other people should know how beautiful the heart of each Baguioan is, because with their resiliency and love with each other in every challenges and adversities that we face, they always conquer and be able to adapt on everything that is happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate number 13, Noreen Azarcon. And finally, we have candidate number 12, Justin Tara Marie Valencia. So, wow, solace, creativity, and breathe. I think we will be able to create like an ad campaign for this. Good evening, candidate number 12. I will ask you the question twice. You have 30 seconds to answer. And your question goes, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what word would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign? Again, if you were to translate Baguio's essence into a single word, what would that be? And how would you infuse that word with meaning during your reign?
If I will translate the Baguio essence into one word, it will be sustaining. Baguio has been champion in sustainability, that I have become an advocate for it myself. Because as your nice Miss Baguio, I then will bring change where change is due. Because this can be met by encouraging locals and tourists to work hand in hand in the preservation and protection of Baguio while putting or pushing the urban green space ordinance into a law. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate number 12, Justin Tara Marie M. Valencia. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. the assistance of Mrs. Orenia Drilon, and a bouquet and trophy to be awarded by Mr. Anthony De Leon. She will also win 10,000 pesos worth of Beauty Derm products. Are you ready?
Are we ready? First stop, Miss Baguio Malikhain 2023 is candidate number 13, Lorraine Azarcon. Miss Baguio Malikhain 2023 is candidate number 13, Lorraine Azarcon.
She will also, of course, take home 10,000 pesos in cash and gifts from our sponsors. Once again, congratulations, candidate number 13, Noreen Azarcon, Miss Baguio Malikhain 2023.
Now let's call on Miss Baguio Cultura 2023.
To award Miss Baguio Cultura is, of course, Miss Lele Medrano and Mr. Pedrito C. Di Maculangan from Philippine Airlines. A sash and a crown, courtesy, of course, or with the assistance of Miss Joyce Orenia, and a bouquet and trophy with the assistance of Mr. Christopher Pachuel.
Miss Baguio Cultura 2023 is candidate number one, Yula Ariel Valdez. Miss Baguio Cultura 2023, candidate number one, Yula Ariel Valdez. Note, ladies and gentlemen, that the runners-up play a big role. So if any case that one of the three major title holders cannot fulfill their duties and obligations during their reign, the runners-up will automatically replace them.
Miss Baguio Cultura is also taking home 15,000 pesos in cash and gifts from our sponsors. Up next is Miss Baguio Kalikasan 2023. To award Miss Baguio Kalikasan, may we request the Honorable Levy Lloyd Orcales to award the sash. And again, Ms. Lalaine Medrano and Mr. Pedrito C. Di Maculangan from Philippine Airlines. A sash and a crown with the help of Ms. Joyce Orenia, and the bouquet and trophy with the help of Mr. Christopher Pachuel.
Miss Baguio Kalikasan 2023 is candidate number Miss Baguio Kalikasan 2023 is candidate number 17, Sofia Francesca Pacho.
Miss Baguio Kalikasan will also take home 25,000 pesos in cash and gifts from our sponsors. lovely ladies left, ladies and gentlemen. We have Miss Baguio Turismo and Miss Baguio 2023. Miss Baguio Turismo will take home, of course, a check from Honorable, to be awarded by Honorable Lilia Farinas. Ms. Lelaine Medrano from Philippine Airlines, Ms. Estrilon, and Mr. Anthony De Leon. While Miss Baguio will be awarded by City Administrator Engineer Bonifacio de la Peña, Madam Arlene Magalo, Congressman Mark Go, Mr. Pedrito Limahulangan from Philippine Airlines, Dr. June Reyes from Giraffe Hotel, Ms. Gladys Vergara from Bucket List Travel and Tours. Because the winner, Miss Baguio, will also win an all-expense paid trip to Vietnam. Okay.
All right.
Aside from that, Miss Baguio will also be the ambassadress for Giraffe Boutique Hotel, Lafayette Luxury Suites, and Avignon. All right.
Okay.
We would like to thank King George Bueno and Nehemias for my grooming, and Lemar Ces Galagos for my grooming.
I would also like to thank Miss K. Vera Cruz Amurao for my hair and makeup, and of course King George Bueno for our attire this evening. Okay. This is the moment we are all waiting for.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen?
We have two ladies left. All right, the first name I will be calling is Miss Baguio Turismo. Our Miss Baguio Turismo 2023 is candidate number 12, Justin. And our Miss Baguio 2023 candidate number 9, Donna Ryan Lomito. Once again, our Miss Baguio Turismo 2023 is candidate number 12, Justine Tara Marie Valencia.
She will take home 30,000 pesos in cash and gifts from our sponsors. And of course, Sash and Crown. Miss Baguio Turismo 2023, candidate number 12, Justin Tara Marie Valencia. Once again, congratulations, candidate number 12, and thank you to our award presenters. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to cheer on for our new queen, ladies and gentlemen. Our new Miss Baguio 2023 is candidate number 9, Shanna Lumida. Jenna Ryle Lumida is your new Miss Baguio 2023. She will, of course, be taking home 40,000 pesos in cash, plus gifts from our sponsors, 40,000 pesos from Giraffe Boutique Hotel, and she will also be the ambassadors of Giraffe Boutique Hotel, Lafayette Luxury Suites, and Avignon. Shanae, would you like to thank someone? Anyone?
Of course, I would like to thank King George Bueno for my gowns tonight, and Loreto Bacaron, and Nika, of course, for my wonderful looks for this evening.
I'd like to thank them again. We're done actually. We already thanked them earlier, but again, says our director, Chai Ramos, thank you very much. Of course, Mommy Chris, Shomai, and the rest of the Baguio Weddings and Events Supplier Association. A round of applause for all of you. Thank you very much. Baguio Tourism Council. I believe we didn't miss anything to thank. Thank you very much, Jamie.
Thank you very much, Russell.
Thank you, Shauna.
Thank you to the both of you.
My name is Russell de Guzman. This has been Miss Baguio 2023. We will see you again next year. Mabuhay and good evening.